Back to switch. Good morning, coaches. We had a request for some content and activities related to the habit back to switch. Generally speaking, with this kind of habit, there's a couple things I like to think about. First is encourage, not require. Any habit that we want to see players be able to do, it's something that we want to encourage, not to simply require, because oftentimes we have the second principle, which is conditions over positions. When we require certain habits as opposed to encourage them, we want to see them emerge based on the conditions. It's more likely to become something that is robust and transferable rather than requirements and positions that, are we doing this because it's necessary, or are we doing it because it's a good thing to do given the situation and the context? Back to switch, generally speaking, when I think about this, oftentimes we're playing against an opponent who is very compact, they're working together as a unit, and we're not able to go through, and they are oftentimes low blocking, although that's not always the case, but they're oftentimes low blocking, so that it's very difficult to go over. So when we have a team that's compact and we want to be able to get the ball around because we can't go through, we can't go over, one way I like to think about this: encourage, not require, and conditions over positions. I'll divide the field into 3 channels, and we'll play just basically a condition game. And we'll have team 1 who is defending the north goal, attacking south, and we'll have team 2 who's defending south, attacking north, and we're trying to encourage the team in blue to find those spaces in which, if we are playing against that team who is compact and we can't play over or through, we're going to try to encourage them to see how we can get around. So we're going to encourage this with the team in yellow. Their condition is they can only defend the central channel. They can only possess the ball when they're in possession in the central channel. So wherever they defend, they can defend anywhere. Once they win it, they have to get narrow, get compact into the center channel. What that's going to allow is it's going to allow space on the outsides. So when the blue team wins it, they're going to have a little bit more incentive. They're going to have a little more time to find that swing. So whereas team yellow, their condition is you can only possess the ball in the central channel. Blue team, your encouraged moment here is you get an extra point if you can go from wide channel to wide channel. So if we play the ball outside and this team shifts in because they are very good at staying compact, they want to defend, obviously this is going to encourage a situation where there is an opportunity to play around. So when the ball is played around, now this team is going to have to shift, and as they shift, they're going to continue to see, hey, as that team shifts and we can play around, it's going to, when we have that extra point that's given to us and we can play across or play back and switch and play from wide channel to wide channel, we're going to find success. And when the yellow team has the ball in possession, once they lose it, let's say we have a turnover, immediately there's going to be space out wide because we can play wide with blue, and now the team's going to shift, and it's going to really just encourage that swing for the team in yellow, which is going to then encourage those spaces around. So again, encourage, not require. We want to make sure that all opportunities over and through are available, but just encourage that back to switch, with those conditions over positions. We did one yesterday. I'm not going to put on the board, but I'll link it in the comments. But there's one called Danger Zone that actually worked really well. Basically what it was a 3v4 underload. The team in 3 could play anywhere on the field. The team in 4, they had 2 players locked into one half and 2 players locked into the other half. And basically what that incentivized for the team with 4 was, because they were locked into the defensive and attacking halves, they basically encouraged to play around back and switch, because the team with 3 who could go anywhere would get themselves, locked into that defensive half, really trying to be compact to defend that danger zone of the goal, which encouraged that swing. Can we play back and switch across? And that really was beneficial for them to good effect. So different conditions, different ways to, incentivize and create the conditions from which back to switch will manifest. But in terms of what's an easy starting one, these kinds of conditions where you have these 3 channels, can we incentivize going from back and around, from channel to channel? A really easy one just to get started with. Cheers. Back to switch.